What's going on, guys, and welcome to the very first King Howney YouTube video where I'll be teaching you guys everything that I know about filmmaking. But first things first, I hope you guys are all staying safe. I hope you guys are all staying inside your house and that you guys are all healthy. You know, the country is really going through a hard time, so I'm doing my bit and trying to keep you guys entertained, but also teach you things that you might not know about filmmaking, whether you're a content creator, you're a YouTuber, you're just starting things out, or you just want to pick up something new. I'll teach you the basics of everything that I know. But for now, let's roll on the intro. I hope you guys enjoyed that little sequence I came up with, that little introduction. I thought it was pretty cool, so that's what you're going to get for a while. Let's jump right into it. So you want to create better content, or you want to start uploading content. Maybe you've just started a YouTube channel, or you've just gotten into like videography or filmmaking, etc. Blah blah blah. You want to create content, you want to create visuals, but you might not know how to edit, you might not have any lights, or you might not even have a camera. Do not worry, because I am going to give you everything that you need to get started. Most people think, oh, I don't have a good camera, or I don't have lights, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. Blah, 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 blah. You don't need any of those things. All you need, you probably already have right in the palm of your hands, which is your smartphone. So really the only thing that will limit you is your smartphone and your creativity. So first things first, I'm going to show you how you can create things right from your smartphone. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to get the best image out of your camera. And also, I only know this for Apple and iPhones. I'm sorry, Androids or Samsung users. I'm an Apple man, so that's what I'm going to be teaching you guys on. But I'm sure there is alternatives for those devices, so you just gotta maybe find it on Google or something. But right, let's just jump right into it. On your iPhone, you want to go into settings. Also, let it be known that this works for up to the iPhone 7, I believe. So anything above the iPhone 7 it works for. I'm not too sure on the 6, but try it. So you want to jump in on your settings, and if you scroll down, you want to go down to where it says camera, and in camera you want to go to record video. Click on that and you're going to get a few different options. The options that you're getting is 720 HD at 30 frames per second, 1080p HD at 30 frames per second, 1080p HD at 60 frames per second, 4K at 24, 4K at 30, and 4K at 60 frames per second. So me personally, I'm going to go with 4K at 60 frames a second. However, 4K at 24 is also very, very good. The only two differences, so normally when you're moving around, the camera captures things at 24 frames per second. And essentially what that is taking 24 pictures every second to create this kind of motion, right? That's how you get natural motion blurs that they use in Hollywood films and whatsoever. And what 60 frames per second does is taking 60 photos every second. And what you can do with that in post-production or in the editing software, you can slow that down, so you can get really nice cinematic slow motion with it as well. So I just go on my phone and I usually put into 4K at 60 frames a second, 60 frames per second, so I can get the most out of my camera. You also want to go into grid and turn on your grid, because you're going to get these three little lines appearing in your camera. And what this is, it just tells you where you need to be into position of the camera, whether you're in the middle or whether you're on using the rule of thirds, which will put you on the right side or the left side, depending on that line is. So for example, for this video, I'm using it right in the center, and most of you probably will be creating videos like this where you're talking at a camera to be right in the center. So it's usually useful. However, when you're going out to film things, you might want to have them on the right side or the left side, especially if you're filming like conversations. It's good to position them and using these rule of thirds. But we will talk about that another time in another video. For now, I just want to make sure that you guys are creating the best content that you can from your home. Okay, so you've got the camera settings on your phone. It's all done. Good stuff. Also, just to let you know, the 4K records from the back camera. If you can use the back camera more, then the image quality will be better. The front camera on my iPhone, which is the XS, does record at HD. So I can do this and I can record as if I'm vlogging, and the image will still be quite good because it's still HD. If you're uploading to things like YouTube, HD is fine. You know, most people won't watch anything above HD because not many people have a computer that can really watch things in 4K without having the lag problem. If you're uploading videos to places such as Instagram, you need to be aware that it does compress it all the way down to something like 720, or maybe I think even less than that. So the image quality does drop a lot. So there's no point you record it in 4K if you're just gonna upload it to Instagram, because that's the image quality will drop a lot. I suggest if you're gonna record in 4K, upload to places like YouTube or Vimeo. Okay, so you've got the image on your phone is all set and done. You're recording at 4K at 60 frames per second or 24 frames per second, however you choose. Now, how do you want to set things up? Normally, I would suggest you get a tripod for your phone, but if you don't have a tripod, or you don't really want a tripod for whatever reason, I don't know, I suggest maybe getting something like this, and this is a GorillaPod, and you can literally put this up anywhere. You set up your phone like so, and you can literally start recording from it. You can put them up anywhere, wherever you're putting them against the window or something like that. You can use a GorillaPod, and what a GorillaPod does, it's also really good to be used as a handle, so you can be filming things such as this, so you don't have to carry on using the side of the phone here, and the camera won't pick up or your hand watching it when people are watching it. And if you don't have a GorillaPod, you can always go indie. What I used to do is I would have on like a shelf, and I would just put my phone there, and I'll use the back camera, of course, and I'll just kind of freestyle it, and then just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until something finally came out good that I liked. Right, next thing is lighting. So you don't have all these good lights. I'm not saying I do have good lights, but so you don't have all these lights that you can use. Maybe you don't have a ring light. I do suggest probably investing in a ring light, but if you don't want one, you can just go up in front of your windowsill during the daytime and just place your phone or your GorillaPod attachment, however you want to place it, in front of your window and film towards the natural sunlight hitting you directly. That's going to fill out all of your face, and it's going to give you, just a nice image to work with. It's going to be rightly exposed and everything. You don't have to worry about all these color contrasts, like I've got pink on one side, I've got blue on the background, I've got some yellow orangey over there, and I've got my key light hitting me directly here. You can just go outside and film in a natural daylight. No one's ever going to complain with that. But obviously make sure that if you're filming at home, you don't have anything like trees or things just blocking your way and maybe creating a shadow. Nobody wants to watch a video. Nobody wants to watch a video where half of your face is in the light and the other half is in the shadow. It doesn't look very nice. Also, and remember, in importance to lighting, it's always quite good to have a practical light. And what I mean by practical light is having lights in the background that kind of light up the atmosphere. So for example, I've actually got a lampshade over there, and that's creating a little bit of light on that corner of the room. And to compensate with that, I threw some blue LEDs that usually are for my car in the back there, just to give it some contrast. So I've got some blue in the back and some yellow on the right side, just to make the image pop out a little bit more. And obviously I know you guys can see a little bit of a pink fill light coming in from the side of my face, and that should give it a little bit more contrast to me as a person. But this is all things that I'll talk about on a different video. For now, all you need to know is film in front of a window in natural daylight to get the best quality image. And also, if you can, separate you in the background with a little bit of light. It can be lamps that you have at home, candles, whatever, I don't know, anything that will light up the scene. Or if you have some LEDs in the back, throw them in there as well. It will give like a nice little bit of contrast between yourself and the background. So we've talked about your phone, your tripod or lack of tripod, and your lights and lack of lighting. And the next thing is editing. Now, if you're a beginner, you don't want to really be spending like £50 or whatever on a monthly subscription to things like Adobe Creative Cloud, which is what I've got. When you're creating content like that, I suggest maybe learning things off in editing softwares like iMovie if you're on a Mac, because I'm a Apple guy, I'm a Mac man. So I'm not using iMovie, but if you do have a Mac, iMovie is free and it's already on the Mac for you to learn how to use. I do think PC and Windows already have something similar. I don't know if they're still calling it the Windows Movie Maker. I'm not too sure. I haven't been on a Windows or a PC in a very, very long time. However, DaVinci Resolve is launching or has launched a software that you can edit things for free. But it is a little bit complicated, especially if you're learning things for the first time. So I suggest if you have an Apple and you want to be editing on Apple, use the iMovie because it's a really good keyway or gateway tool for you to learn how to edit. But I'll touch upon editing in another video later down the lines. I hope this is all useful to you. I hope that you guys learned a little bit from it. I'm sorry it was a little bit all over the place because this is the first one and I have no idea how I'm going to structure it going forward. But if you did like it, please give me a like, share, add a comment if you have something to say to me. If you didn't like it, let me know, of course. I will try to make things better. And again, guys, thank you for watching. I hope that you guys stay at home, wash your hands, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.